You are an underrated person, and here's why. So I realized something interesting recently, which is that like whenever we talk about someone being underrated, we're always referring to someone else other than us.
Not like that guy.
Who, me?
Which of course like does make some sense because it may come across as like a little bit narcissistic to be talking about like ourselves this way. But what if it was actually the truth? What if you're someone who doesn't give yourself enough credit for how amazing you are? What if you're actually doing amazing work that just like isn't being recognized properly? Maybe everyone else around you is thinking this about you right now.
You're so obsessed with me.
It's like, for instance, last year I had two of my best friends send me the same exact video within a week, and the caption on the video like actually said, "Send this to someone who's just an all-around great person and you want to see them win." And of course it's made me feel amazing to think that like others are thinking of me in that way. So now it's my turn to be that person to you. So let's get into all the reasons why like I know that you're an underrated person. And this video is going to be like for the people who got picked last in gym class, or of course all my single people, or all my creators out there who are wondering like when it's going to be your time. Anyways, without further ado, let's dive deeper now.
Give me a...
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Jared and James channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know, that must mean that you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on the video. Follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out my book, Fight Through It by Jared Weiss. All links to purchase it are on my website, which is jaredryanweiss.com. That's JAREDRYANWEISS.com. Buy the book, support me, and make sure to check out all the awesome shirts in there as well. Every shirt has been designed by me, every shirt is made of 100% organic cotton, so any support at all, as I'm always saying, will be very greatly appreciated. So let's dive deeper into all the reasons why you're an underrated person now. So maybe it's the fact like you haven't been chosen for a relationship. You've never found someone like who really chose you. Maybe it's that like no one out there is watching your videos, even though like of course they're really awesome. Maybe it's that like your team doesn't realize how talented you are just yet. So now you're starting to wonder, is it me? Am I the problem here?
Must have been me. Was it me?
No. Stop beating yourself up.
And of course, sometimes the answer is yes. And you do actually have to like make some changes and like work on yourself and get better. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to say no, you're not the problem. You're just like being underrated and also like underappreciated. So now let me shift your perspective. Sometimes the most valuable things, not everyone like sees them right away.
Get out!
Like for instance, have you ever heard the phrase diamond in the rough? So if you're someone who stands out, you're different, you're unique, because you are totally authentically you, well, not everyone out there knows what to do with that. So getting back to my examples, maybe you're actually like an incredibly kind, fun person to be with. It could just be like that most girls have only been with toxic guys, so they start to think like that's normal. Maybe your videos stray from the norm and like aren't the quote unquote trends, so right away the algorithm doesn't know like what to do with them, and other people like don't know what box to place them in. So you're currently looking at it like, why isn't anyone chosen me? And why aren't people valuing me? But it could actually mean that like you're just like more valuable. Because if you were just like everyone else, you're gonna get picked right away. Because of course you're the thing like that everyone is used to. But when you stand out, and like of course it's gonna sound like a bit paradoxical to some people, but I've definitely found in my life that like the best things so often don't get valued properly until later on. You might just be like that diamond in the rough, but people only find and discover your awesomeness after sifting through all the pebbles. Now next, another perspective shift that's gonna like show you why you're underrated is think about this. Not everyone knows like what's good for them, or rather most people like actually do know what's good for them, and most people like know like what they should be doing, and yet they choose to do what's bad for them because like doing it that way is easier. Because as we know in our society, most people are gonna choose the route of comfort and convenience. It's like, for instance, how many people out there know like that fruits and vegetables and like organic high quality foods are good for them, and yet they still go for the junk food and the highly processed foods.
Potato skins down!
Yes.
Come on, everybody! 5-second rule!
How many people realize like that drinking alcohol and smoking is toxic and poisonous for them, and yet they keep on doing these habits?
I suck them down like Coca-Cola.
So it's like these are the same people who you're expecting to do the right thing when it comes to choosing you or valuing what it is like that you're doing. And branching off of this, like I actually came across a recent video. I'm pretty sure like it was coming from an old Rick and Morty episode. I'm definitely gonna like pull it up if I could find it. But one of the characters was like getting booed, and the other character said to him like, "Aren't you upset about this?" And he said, "No, I've seen what they cheer for."
Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Now just to be clear, I'm not demonizing success, but it's like me as a content creator. I've been making content for like 5+ years now, and I'm someone like so about putting my message first, helping people, inspiring people, and I'm totally 100% authentically me, and I'm all about giving value to people's lives, as well as of course like expressing myself and like being creative. But so it's like when I see the Catch Me Outside, how about that girl?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Or the Hawk Tour, or any of these silly trends blowing up, before me it doesn't feel right. But this does not mean that like I'm not doing great work, or that I'm not going to be successful in the long run. It just means like for someone like me it's going to take more time. For people like me, we have to take the stairs. But when I receive like all these amazing comments from you guys, telling me like all the ways like I'm helping you, as well as like starting to receive some of these like external rewards, due to all my persistence and grit and determination, it reminds me that like what I'm doing is extremely valuable. It's just being like underrated. But this is why like I've started to view my content almost as like people's vegetables. It's what people know is good for them and like what they should be watching and listening to, but they won't always choose it until they experience the benefits of it.
Who wanted all vegetables?
I did. They're good and you're going to have some.
On the flip side though, like all the content creators who put out trendy nonsense and candy, as I call it, might be the ones that could get the early rewards until they feel the pain of what all that content does to them. And so if you're a good person and like you've been chosen for whatever it may be, whether it's a relationship, your dream job, a spot on the team, etc., etc., well first, see what they clap for. And remember like people don't always do what's good for them and what's right for them, but hang in there and keeping you because your value is going to get noticed eventually. Once all these people like come to their senses, moving right along, not getting picked first or being chosen last for the team, for the job, the relationship, does that mean that like you're bad or wrong or off schedule? But rather it could just mean like your timing, when it is your turn, is going to be way better. So it's like maybe you're currently watching all your friends get into relationships, and you're sitting around wondering, when is it going to be my turn?
It should have been me. You know, I'm smart. I'm attractive.
Or you're seeing everyone on social media reaching like this monetary success, financial success, or job success while you're still grinding away working harder than all of them. Well, I came across a Mel Robbins clip recently, like I actually shared to my Rabbit Hole Roundup channel, which had to do with like giving advice to people who are wondering like when is it going to be my turn. And so she spoke about like how when it came to the success of her book, The Let Them Theory, looking back now, she realizes like she wasn't ready for that success any earlier, and that like it all happened at the perfect time. And similarly with me, as you may or may not know by now, the book that I wrote and released last year, Fight Through It, it took me 4.5 years to finish it. But now I can actually see like looking back, as far as like when my emotions were at their rawest, as well as like when I had the most knowledge on my story up to this point, to go along with all those emotions, I think I actually finished it like at the perfect time. And of course, as time goes on with an evolving autobiography, you're always going to be learning new stuff and like you want to incorporate that into the book, even though like it's already finished. But I do think like the timing of it was all perfect. So, why can't the same be true with like the perfect relationship? Maybe you or I haven't found the one yet, because just simply the timing isn't right for us.
How long is this going to take?
And this is actually the stage in our lives where we work on building ourselves up into the person who's ready to handle that like amazing relationship when the time is right. Maybe we didn't make that team because that would have ended up like being a horrible group for us that didn't allow like our full skills to shine. But maybe like the next team that we play for is going to be like a way better fit for us. So to reiterate, not getting picked first or being chosen last doesn't mean that like you're bad or wrong. You might just be early to the party, but it's not your time just yet. So make sure to hang around and keep doing your thing because your best time is going to be coming soon. Now furthermore, another thing like I think all of us like have backwards in our society is that we assume that like the people who are getting chosen first must be like the most valuable. But is that always the case? I mean, how often do we see like the viral success flame out after a year because they had zero foundation for that success to be built on? What about the person like who we see in a new relationship every week seemingly? On the one hand, you could see it as like, wow, that person must be so awesome because they're always getting chosen. And that person must be so awesome because like he's with a new girl every week. Or she's with a new guy every week. They're always getting chosen, so like that must mean that that person is really valuable. But are they really valuable? Or are they just easy?
You seem to be with a lot of men.
What?
I would much rather have someone like who values himself and is more careful about like who they interact with and knows and understands their worth, not just like gives themselves out to everyone, and this could be like a friend or a partner. The truth is that cream always rises to the top, but sometimes like it takes longer for that to happen. Being last doesn't mean like you're the worst. I mean, like as the famous saying goes, they save the best for last. I'm not saying this like just to make you feel good, but like I genuinely believe it. Next up, keeping with the topic of being an underrated awesome person, have any of you out there like ever seen a movie that you loved, only to find out that the reviews for it were horrible? Maybe you listen to like a song that's amazing, and yet no one knows about it. Or could it be like that your favorite athlete keeps getting cut from every team, and you don't understand why? Well, sticking with the movie topic, I recently watched a movie that's like now one of my absolute favorites. I was cracking up the entire time, and it also had like a genuine wholesome ending to it. And also this movie had like an incredible cast. So of course I loved the movie. The movie was called License to Wed, starring Robin Williams, John Krasinski, and Mandy Moore.
Congratulations, you've just had twins.
Oh, creepy robot baby.
We got to pray to make it through the day.
Is that MC Hammer?
And a few days after I watched it, like I showed it to my parents and my brother, and we all loved it, we all thought it was amazing, and everyone appreciated my movie recommendation. So I checked the reviews, 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. So basically, according to them, this movie wasn't just bad, but almost unwatchable. Now imagine like if I would have listened to them, and took their word as fact. So the truth is, not everyone can appreciate a great thing when they see one, and also of course like everyone has a different taste. And not everyone has a good taste either. This is why like some people always choose toxic partners, as well as like toxic friends too. But also sometimes it's simply a matter of being in the presence of people who can appreciate the awesome person that you are. This is why once again sometimes you see an athlete who gets cut from a team, but then goes to the next team and becomes a star. So maybe you're not actually doing something wrong. Maybe you just like need to be surrounded by people who know your value and know a good thing when they see it. Now the final segment for this episode like I want to discuss is that when you feel like you're being underrated and undervalued, don't forget to choose yourself first, and also like don't be so hard on yourself all the time. This is a reminder to me too, of course. But now let me expand. Part of being underrated is how we treat ourselves. Some of us, like myself, sometimes like get so caught up in like all the mistakes that we're making that we don't see like how great we're doing. So recently I've been playing some of these like awesome basketball runs with my brother, some of my former high school teammates, as well as like some of my brother's friends and teammates too. And I've been playing really well. All of us have been. I mean like these are incredible high level basketball runs, great competition, and a lot of fun too. But I noticed something recently. So immediately after playing I feel really good, and me and my brother like are talking about like how great we played, maybe a couple funny plays that happened, and we talk about like our highlights for the most part. But yet sometimes a few hours later I catch myself thinking about like all the shots I missed, the air ball I shot. I wonder if this guy thinks I'm good. I made this one bad turnover or got scored on this play, and like before I know it, I'm more focused on all that, then all my sick moves, then all like the great shots I hit, all the awesome assists I had, etc, etc. But then like I thought about something else, which is that like I was trying to think of everyone else's mistakes and missed shots or turnovers like everyone else had, and honestly I really couldn't remember any of them. And so are they really focused on all my mistakes, or am I just like hyperfixating on these? Now the same thing goes for us as people. We're usually the ones who are like most obsessed with our own flaws, and that's of course like human nature. But it's important to realize like for some of us, we're our own harshest critics. So you might be undervaluing yourself or selling yourself short without even like realizing it. It's like I'm playing like these super competitive high level basketball runs while healing from major health issues and like major digestive challenges, and no one else out there like even realizes that. And yet I'm still out here bawling out. Maybe I need to cut myself some slack and focus more like on all the great plays that I'm making here. So don't be so hard on yourself all the time. A reminder to myself as well once again. Anyways, that's the video for today. If you guys liked what you heard, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys next time. Don't be so hard on yourselves. Much love. I will catch you next time. Stay positive, stay hustling, stay grinding. Catch you next time. Peace.